We are back with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com here at SBR Videos. We're analyzing a handful of opening round games, a round of 64 games from the NCAA Tournament. Joe Duffy, of course, from OffshoreInsiders.com, successful professional handicapper for 30 years in the business. This guy knows what he's talking about, and every video he proves why with his insightful analysis. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Loshak.
All right, Wisconsin, Coastal Carolina. Right now, Coastal Carolina, a 19.5-point underdog, right? And this is just a classic round of 64 NCAA tournament matchup. Obviously, Wisconsin, an awesome team. Obviously, they outclass Coastal Carolina. The question is, where's the betting value, if there is any at all? Totals 129.5 or 130. That looks kind of dead on to me as well. Coastal Carolina, they were 6-3 against the spread on the year. They lost by just 13 at UCLA. They also beat Auburn on the road. They lost by just 3 on the road at Mississippi. So those are some modestly impressive results from Coastal Carolina. You also got to figure they're going to slow it down to try to keep the game as close and low scoring as possible, limit possessions. I'm thinking Coastal Carolina plus 19.5 is a side here. Could easily see a dominant win by Wisconsin, but still the margin maybe being 15, 16, 17 points. I'm on Coastal Carolina plus 19.5, Joe. What do you think of that?
We're actually going to go head-to-head here. If I do have a bias, it is to usually, I do generally prefer to go with big underdogs in the opening rounds, and especially in the first round, and I've had more than my share of success, but this is a case where the Badgers, they enter playing very well. They've got 5 straight outright wins by 11 or more. 4 of those were covers. Their margin of cover in those 5 games were by 8 points per game. Again, that's margin of cover, not margin of victory. They're covering the point spread by an average of 8. Coastal Carolina, as you said, they played a couple pretty decent teams, but the bottom line is they had the second weakest schedule of any team that made the tournament. The only team that had a weaker schedule is Hampton, which is playing in the first 4. We're not supposed to call it a play-in game, but we all know it is a play-in game. And overall, they had the 330th toughest schedule in the entire country out of 351 teams. So they really haven't had a very good schedule. Wisconsin, they are so efficient on offense.
Yes.
They keep the ball away from you. They're the #1 offensive efficiency team in the country, getting 124.7 points per 100 possessions. Even though, you know, my bias is I hate laying the big number, I've got to. The metrics say I have to here.
Also, you know, Wisconsin had a big come-from-behind overtime win over Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament title game. And, you know, that might have taken just a teeny bit out of them. I mean, this is clearly some kind of a sandwich spot, right? They had the Big Ten Conference tournament before, took a lot out of them on that one, which they won. Now they're looking ahead, obviously, to making the Final Four, maybe winning a championship. So they're looking ahead there. Coastal Carolina, they're going to come in here, give it everything they have. They do have a history of playing tight with some decent major conference teams. Can I convince you off of Wisconsin, Joe Duffy? I think we are going to go head-to-head here.
No, we are going to go head-to-head. It's true, Wisconsin, a little bit. If this were played even a day earlier, it might make a little bit more of a difference. Wisconsin's probably very happy that they are playing on Friday, but Coastal Carolina, I just don't know how they are going to hang. Of course, Wisconsin doesn't play that up-tempo game, so the thing that you got to worry about is, yeah, Wisconsin could blow them out and not cover because there probably won't be a lot of possessions here, but it just seems too big of a mismatch. And Coastal Carolina playing, you know, 3 or 4 decent teams doesn't really impress me.
Okay, Joe Duffy, I'm going to be on Coastal Carolina plus 19.5. Duffy likes Wisconsin minus 19.5. And tell us about OffshoreInsiders.com, Joe.
Well, 28 years of public experience behind it. We have a phenomenal portfolio up for Thursday and Friday, and we're going to continue to update. So just visit OffshoreInsiders.com for all the details, exactly how many plays we have, and keep checking up until game time.